Hello, this is Chelsea. This is our second podcast, Check Your Connection, a podcast about unlearning disability. Coming to you every month to talk about things that are important to people with learning disability or autism and to have a great big laugh. And today with me is Kelsey and Rachel, and behind the scenes is Michelle.
So I am Kelsey Rarity. It's nice to meet you all. I am a quality consultant for Dimensions in the North region. I am a in the safeguarding committee, which I love, and as well as being quality consultant. And I'm also in the council member in Dimensions, which is an amazing opportunity with all these amazing people.
I'm Rachel Wild and I'm a quality consultant for the Newbury area and West Berkshire. I can travel if needed. And I'm also on the council. And I'm also on Everybody Counts.
So in the council, we talked about voting and why it was important. And if you remember David from our last podcast, so David went through the day and we had to wave our hand every time in his daily life it's affected government policies or regulations or anything.
So literally your daily life, what you do.
So me, Kelsey and Rachel, we learned about what's affected the government, what's affected by the government. So yeah, do you two want to say anything on that?
Well, all the money's going up for everything now. Food, electric.
So for me, for voting, women didn't get to vote till the 1916-1917 from the House of Commons. So I think it's important for us women to actually be able to vote now.
We actually should vote now.
I got a story on that. Apparently, one of my support workers' granddaughter was the descendant of one of the women who jumped out on the horse, and she was a descendant of Emily, I think, Davidson. I'm from the West Country, so the Bristol boycott, where they boycotted the buses, so they had to employ black people. One of the people that did that, came off one of the things. He's died recently. So they were thinking about it. But yeah, there's a plaque in Bristol bus station where it says the boycotts, where they just boycotted the Bristol buses because they wouldn't allow black people on the buses.
But they should be. The government should be doing what they can.
Also, one of the people that was for Hobbies and Wakefield, which is where I'm from, I think it's something to do with L, the people that you can vote for. He actually got sent to prison because he actually was assaulting women, which we found out in the newspaper. So I'd be very careful who you're actually voting for and actually look up who you actually vote for.
Yeah, we should take action when the government isn't doing what we want in all the local areas. And I'm not just talking about my areas, I'm talking about the other regions as well.
I think for me, for the EU one, I didn't understand it, so I usually ask my family members, and then they explained it. But they also said if you don't understand it, you don't have to vote if you don't want to vote. It's entirely up to you.
I actually once was waiting for a bus and I managed to vote whilst waiting for my bus, and I nipped over to the polling station and then nipped back, and I did it in that amount of time.
We do postal voting.
our next topic is quality consultant, which was suggested by Rachel to talk about. So Rachel, I'm a quality consultant, but can you explain what a quality consultant is?
It's a paid job to go into a big hall of people. If you're new in the company, a quality consultant tells people all about dimensions and what we do. We do interviews as well. We sit on a panel for dimensions to see that we get the right people for the job. If we don't, we tell them they're out straight away. We don't know. Because if it's not a good person, you wouldn't like a good person working in your house. It's over bad, would you?
So Rachel, do you interview top people as well?
We do top people. We can do new staff. We can do people in the offices. And we can interview quality consultants as well. I've been a quality consultant for many years. People can watch a video on our YouTube channel at the moment. The video's about me talking about quality consultant.
Kelsey, what do you think of quality consultancy?
I think quality consultant is an amazing opportunity to have a job, because some people with special needs and disabilities, they can't be able to motivate themselves to be able to get a job. I've got a job with special needs and disability, so anybody can get a job. We do training and loads of other stuff. I also do inductions for people with their colleagues and other stuff, and we do loads of different stuff. We do counselling in the council, which is an amazing opportunity as well, and I'm also in the Everybody Counts meetings with my people from where I am. Everybody Counts, it's an amazing place. So training is the same as other carers get, and managers and all that different stuff. We're supported by Dimensions.
We went all the way to London to interview the new CEO.
All the policies and procedures for Dimensions, we're actually making them an easy read, and I'm the one who's checking them over and making sure that they're okay.
So what the Dimensions Council has been talking about is voting, our language we use, and Everybody Counts meeting. And we were also talking about keeping safe online.
Because online you can get bad scams, and you can get bad people on it as well. They're not all good people. Tell someone straight away you've got a scam, you don't want them on there, they're not very nice. People can be really nasty online, and they can be unkind, and they can be, what else? They can be horrible.
I'm in the safeguarding committee, and we talk about how to stay safe online, who we can talk to and not talk to online, and also ask for help from family and friends and your carers.
I think with our CEO, who shall not be named because you can search it up on the page, they have been saying about the language we use, and I think that's also very important, because some of the language we use is kinder and some of them is a bit derogatory, so it doesn't sound nice. Someone I know quite closely out of the blue said inmates instead of instead of residents, which I was like, what? We need to find kinder ways to describe people. So if you remember from last time, we had a download section, which was to talk about things we were watching on TV, what we were doing as hobbies and interest. So anything that's on your mind or anything. So I'm going to ask Kelsey, is there anything?
So my hobbies are Disney, of course. So I watch all Disney Plus programs and the films and stuff. Next year I'll be going to Disneyland Paris for the first time ever, which I'm excited about because the last time got cancelled. My other hobbies are talking to people on the council. I love reading. It's another hobby of mine. And seeing my friends.
Rachel?
I've been doing loads of colouring recently, and my colouring is getting better, getting very good. I'm keeping in the lines, and I've been playing music recently a lot. I like Elvis, and I've got a t-shirt of Elvis Presley as well. I am going to see the film of Elvis, but I haven't been yet.
So the last few weeks I was waiting for some help with my campaign idea, and I got a little bit back into the flow of writing, so I've been doing a little bit of that. I watched a bit of which is a story on
Your Wattpad stories.
Yeah. So I've been writing about a witch, and it has autism, and I got over 31,000 words now, and I want to get up to 50,000, so it's a minimum of what is a novel sort of thing. So that would be the goal, and then hopefully flood it on Wattpad. And I'm looking forward to, of course, watching The Last Leg, which is the comedy sort of / disability show, as I like to call it. And me and my support worker, who I'm going to name, Linda, we always end up talking about it on the Tuesday now. So the last bit of our podcast is the Lingo Bingo.
Challenge the lingo, 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 challenge the lingo, bingo!
And I'm not kicking off, I'm upset. It's quite a sensitive subject, actually, because sometimes it looks like you're kicking off, and sometimes you can be upset, and that's happened to me.
I think for me personally, with my dad passing away, sometimes we show it different. So people will be outside thinking, oh, she's going to start kicking off now, when we're actually not. We're actually upset about people who we've lost, or something happened in our lives and stuff.
It's not a good word to use, kicking off. It makes me feel angry, or I should say upset.
I think it's different for other people, because people do actually kick off, but that could be their needs, which can't be helped. So they can't say, oh, I'm upset, because sometimes we don't know how to show it or say it.
I have definitely said, oh, I think they're kicking off to people about someone else, but it is like that. And sometimes the languages we use, we're so used to saying those sorts of language, but also, we shouldn't, I have little moments when I'm actually getting really upset and I can't vocalize it, and sometimes it's like, you should know how to, sometimes with some people it's like, you should know how to support me, or you've known me for a long time. Sometimes I have like that itch and tingle of like, right, conversation over, I want to go now. Or I have some people have done the thing where they've overstimulated with me, where they've constantly chatting. I'm like edging to go, and they're like, "No, Chelsea, you listen. No, I need to go now," but they won't let me, and it's a bit like that sometimes, and it just builds up, and I get it where I build up a bit.
But I got an idea for Chelsea. If she asked, like, messaged the carers managers or something, or asked them to sit down with her so she can actually voice her opinion of what she wants to happen.
Sometimes it's not a carer or anything. It can be, actually, I'm going to admit it, family that do it, and you're like, you should know by now. It's not always, yeah.
Even if it is family members, don't think that they're going to have a go at you or anything. Just think family are your family at the end of the day. They'll still love you. So maybe just sit down and have a word with them, even if you ask your carer to be with you at that time.
Thank you, everybody, for joining me this afternoon. It's been good.